Greetings. My name is Najma Muhammad, and I wrote an open letter of apology to black men in hopes of reconciliation. It was originally posted on the blackman.com website. It's been shared with other sites, and I've received a lot of interesting commentary on my letter, so I decided to respond via video. But before responding, I do want to read the letter for those of you who might not have read it. Dear black man, I have become a woman that you no longer recognize. I have allowed our enemy to impregnate me with his ideas and thoughts. I have allowed an illusion of independence to keep us separated. I have fooled myself into believing that my degrees places me degrees above you. I humbly come to you asking forgiveness. I come to you asking you to forgive me for not supporting you. I come to you asking you to forgive me for not truly loving you. I was taught to hate myself, then hate you. My desire to reproduce you was killed by our enemy. I apologize for teaching my daughters that you have failed them and continuing the cycle of an illusion of independence with them. I apologize for not encouraging you, for not being more patient with you, for not understanding your plight, your trials, and your tribulations. I apologize for thinking that in order to gain strength, I had to weaken you. I apologize for disturbing your peace in order to have peace within myself, or what I thought was peace. My life has been in peril without you. I try to convince myself that I don't need you, but you are a necessity. I can't even continue the cycle of life without you. I apologize for my harsh tone, for using my tongue as a sword, for telling you that you are nothing, when in fact, you are everything. I apologize for mistreating you, disrespecting you, neglecting you, and belittling you. I know that I have aided in breaking you, and I am beneficial in rebuilding you. I am acknowledging the wrongs that I have committed against you, and I am confessing my faults. By acknowledging my wrongs doesn't mean that I am absolving you of your duty, but rather I am recommitting myself to my duty to you. I have relinquished my womb from my enemy, and I am returning it to its rightful owner, you. I try to walk this journey of life without you, but I realize that I should be walking this journey with you and beside you. I pray that you accept my sincere apology and that we can start the process of reconciliation so we can love each other and have productive and successful relationships that will set the standard for our children. Black man, I love you. Signed, a black woman who concedes that her womb was one of many. Now, that letter was very symbolic for me, but even in symbolism lies reality. A lot of the comments that I read were along the lines of, well, why should I have to apologize to black men? I've been hurt, I've been this, I've been that, or I'll apologize when he apologizes first. And that's the issue with us, sisters. We can't even humble ourselves enough to apologize. Now, some of you say Willie Lynch doesn't exist, and I'll humor you for a minute. But if he does not exist, then why do so many of us exude the mentality, the rhetoric, the qualities, everything that was written on that paper in that speech? So many of us exude that. Name me another race of men on the planet who have had the hearts, minds, thoughts, and wombs of their counterparts completely turned against them. You cannot do that because it's only been the black man. And why were we so essential, sisters? It is because we have dual wombs. We have a physical womb and we have a mental womb. And both were vital in executing the plan of separation designed by slave masters. This is something you can not accept, but I can easily prove. According to the Willie Lynch letter, he talked about the breaking of the female and breaking of the male. He talked about making the black woman independent. Well, there's a Facebook page that says, I'm a strong black woman. I'm an independent black woman who don't need a man. Well, black woman, who taught you that you didn't need that black man? That's not something that just came in your head by yourself. It is the seeds of our slave masters, and it's wombs and generations of wombs that have perfectly executed his plan. And when sisters comment about my point about the degrees, you're not even reading, sisters. You're interpreting my words. I have never said that a sister shouldn't pursue higher education. What I said was it's an issue when we think our degrees places us degrees above him. And we do. Some of us get a degree and we get an act of superiority, like we are better, like the black man is beneath us. In reality, it has always been easier for black women, young black girls, to get a higher education than it has black men. A study came out today, and I want to read some statistics from that. It says in 2009, a national average of 51% of black male 8th graders scored below the basic level in reading on the NAEP test. In Detroit, 70% are below the basic level. In Fresno, California, 72% are below basic level. Nationally, 58% of black male 8th graders scored below basic in math. Black males in Detroit performed the worst, with 80% scoring below basic. Los Angeles and Cleveland aren't doing much better. 78% of black males in both cities score below basic. There's the math right there. Our girls are rapidly excelling in school, where our boys can barely make it out of 8th grade math in high school. We don't see the issue with that. We don't see how the black male child has been broken. We don't see how we have aided in breaking him. We have committed treason with our wounds, sisters. We have allowed our slave master to sow his seeds of dissension, and we have cultivated his seeds through our children, through our wounds, through our mentality, through our mindset, and we think we don't have to apologize for that. Let's think about the condition of the black man right now. This man, black man, is trying to function in a world that is designed to emasculate him, to castrate him, to break him down, and is determined to make sure he is never successful. On top of that, he is trying his hardest to get his woman out of the arms of another man. This other man has fed her, he has clothed her, he has miseducated her, he has told her that you don't need that man. Whatever you need, I can give it to you. Now, why would our enemy do that, sisters? Not because he loves you that much, but because he hates the black man. And he's causing you to hate the black man. We are so arrogant. We are so in denial. We are so wrapped up in our pain and our hurt that we've become blinded to the pain that we've bestowed on the brothers. And for that, we still don't think we owe them an apology. We have betrayed them with our wounds. At the end of the letter, I say, I have relinquished my wound for my enemy. That means I relinquished my mind. I no longer refuse to reproduce him. I no longer want to reproduce his thoughts, his agenda. I'm not going to become his platform. When I open my mouth, you won't hear his rhetoric because I'm all about black love. That was the symbolism in the letter. And like I said, though I wrote it from a symbolic point of view, this is a very real state. We have sisters walking around that have been Willie lynched and don't even know it, caught in a twisted love affair and don't even know it. And once we as women really look at ourselves and be honest with ourselves and be honest with the contribution that we have made with our wounds and the current condition of the black family, no, I'm not placing all the blame on us, but I want us to be held accountable for what we have done. This is not about saying what this man has done to me. This is about saying what we have done on collective level with our wounds. See, the black family has to be rebuilt. But in order for it to be rebuilt, we have to honestly assess the damage. And we're going to have to honestly look at ourselves and see the damage our wounds have caused. Sisters, that's why you're so key. That's why going after the woman was so key. A man can have a seed. He has intelligence in his seed. But he has to place that seed in a vessel that can cultivate the seed. We are that vessel. But the seed we have been cultivating is that of our slave masters. And again, we can't humble ourselves and apologize for that until we as women are honest with ourselves, until we desire to be reformed, retaught, until we desire to stop loving the one who tore us apart and start loving ourselves, loving our black men, and rebuilding our community. It is our children that will continue to suffer. It is our children that will be a product of broken marriages, broken homes. It is our children that we form and fashion in our bitterness because we don't know how to heal from relationships. We're not choosing wisely. The problem is that we want men to be held accountable for everything, even the choices that we made, even for the men that we allowed inside our bodies, inside our wombs. We don't want to hold anything with us, and that is simply not fair. So sisters, we need to humble ourselves, look at ourselves, and really apologize to these brothers, because with our wounds we have betrayed them. With our wounds we have held people captive. But the beautiful thing about captivity is knowing how to set them free. And sisters, the way we can set people free is to first acknowledge that we did hold them captive. But the same vessels used to hold them captive, our beautiful minds and our fertile wounds, is the same vessel that can set them free. I pray that you honestly listening to the words that I'm saying, that you hear the passion, that you understand that I'm not attacking you. What I'm trying to do is bring about awareness to a reality that goes ignored by so many. So many of us are in denial, but we can't deny the statistics that state the number of single parent homes, the number of young boys that are failing school, the number of young girls that are excelling, independent mentalities all over the place. I read a comment where a sister said, "Oh, we've always held a black man down." That is not true. That is an outright lie. There are many sites that bash black men. It's profitable to do so. That's why Tyler Perry is so successful, because his whole platform is to bash black men. And we as women can't even understand that he is playing on our emotions and on our pain and gets a profit off of it. We hold so much power, sisters, but our power is misplaced, and we blind ourselves to our power by our hurt, anger, and our bitterness. I'm not saying that our pain isn't valid, but you know what? His pain isn't valid either. So that's something we're going to have to come together in grips with, sisters. Accountability, accountability, accountability. Just like we hurt, he hurts. Just like we want love and respect, so did he. The thing about reciprocity is we have to first be willing to give what it is we desire. And the first step of giving that is to say, I have hurt you. Even though you may have hurt me, I'm going to take this first step and say, I hurt you. I apologize. Let's move forward. Until we as women on a collective level do so, again, it is our children that will continue to suffer. Thank you for listening to me.